Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter podcast. I am Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
And we have a great episode for you today. We have Miss Barb here today to talk to us from the Jackson County Outdoor Recreation Center about their event coming up this weekend that celebrates the turtles of Mississippi. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good deal. But before we jump into that, like we always do, we're going to thank our sponsors right out of the gate. Hopefully you're getting familiar with them. Southern Magnolia Smiles. That's Dr. Robbie Williams and his staff right there on the screen. They are located on Washington Avenue in Ocean Springs. If you're looking for a great local dentist, we highly recommend going and checking them out. He's a great guy, great dentist. We really appreciate his sponsorship of the show. And Joey and I both go and see him ourselves.
I'm actually going tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
There you go.
If you want to hang out with me, and I think Robbie's actually fishing this weekend, though, but somebody will be there.
Somebody will be there. Yeah.
Right.
He's got a big team over there. So just check him out on all the social platforms at Southern Magnolia Smiles on Facebook and Instagram. Hit him up on their regular website at southernmagnoliasmiles.com or give them a call on their landline there at 228-215-1202. Sliding over to our next sponsor that we are super happy to be working with. That's Hilltree Marketing. That's Jesse Hill and his team. If you're looking to get a website done locally here, actually wherever, if you can hear this right now, they'll do a website for you. They do web design, graphic design, photography, social media management, videography, and aerial cinematography. Jump over to hilltreemarketing.com and look at their website. He's got all of his examples of the work that he's done. If you want to take a look at it before you contact him, or go to brownwaterbanter.com and look at our website, because it's
awesome.
We also work with him as well, right? We don't just pick people to sponsor the show. We actually believe in in the companies that we work with. So we're super pumped about that as well. And we're going to mention this again here. Trevor Reed with the downtown Ocean Springs pub crawl. It was supposed to be June the 6th, but the weather was terrible this past weekend. Joey, they're moving it to what day?
It's actually the 12th. They actually had the Clydesdales last Saturday. And it was supposed to be with the Clydesdales, but with the weather moving, Trevor, I think, pushed it back to this Saturday.
So they'll still have all the cash prize giveaways. If you're looking to go have a good time downtown Ocean Springs and do a pub crawl, highly suggest that you do that. And we also want to thank Josh and his team over at Faithful to the End. If you're looking to get your yard cut or pressure washing done, they are a veteran-owned, locally owned business right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. They can take care of you. They treat their customers like they treat their mamas. That's their slogan.
That's good stuff.
That is damn good stuff. So we're super happy to be working with them. They also do virtual quotes, so you can hit them up on Facebook. And he can give you a quote over the phone or probably through like a FaceTime call or something, I'm assuming. Anybody that mentions brown water during the month of June, he guarantees to get it done within 10 days of the quote, or he's paying for it. So that's a pretty damn good deal if you ask me. That's right. Hit him up on his cell phone too, 228-282-2798. Boy, that's hard to read without my glasses on. I was struggling on that one.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate him as well. So let's jump into the episode here and talk about the native turtles in Mississippi, right?
Absolutely. Turtle Up Mississippi.
There we go.
That's the theme of this event.
All right.
And really what that is saying is that we just here in Mississippi, we need to up our game when it comes to wildlife. So this is a great fun event. We've got a lot of moving parts to the event. It's a chance to get outside. We've all kind of been tired of staying inside.
Oh, yes.
So it's time. Get outside. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy your friends. Come on out. Stop at one of the Ocean Springs great coffee shops. Get some iced coffee and head to the beach. So if you love turtles, this is your event.
I'm going to flash your flyer on the screen. I can do that right now.
Yes.
So right out of the gate, before people that are out there listening already, this is you're calling it the Sam Jam 2021.
Yes.
That's an event inside the event. Is that correct?
Well, Sam Jam 2021 has a lot of moving parts. One of the parts I think is Jared, what you're talking about is our sand sculpting portion of the event.
Okay.
And that is opened up to 4 different categories. Actually, it's opened up to every age group. We've got 7-year-old and under age groups to sculpt the species of your choice, which I can't wait to see those sculptures.
Be awesome.
Yes,
for sure.
And then we've got category 8 to 12-year-olds. And they have to choose an endangered species to sculpt. And then from there, we have 13 to 18-year-olds and then adults, 18 and older. So we've got 4 different categories. We've got medals. We've got the number 1 overall medal will be the Standing Ovation Award. It's bigger than my
I like
hand.
that name.
It's
Yeah.
a huge, huge medal. So that's just one portion of the event. But teams can be 1 person or up to 4 people. So if you want to sculpt by yourself, you can absolutely do that. And we are taking people registered. We do have people registered for the event, but we are taking registrations that day.
Okay.
So we ask you to come earlier, 8 to 9, if you can, to register the day of the event, because sculpting starts at 9:30 sharp.
And this happens where?
This is on the front beach in Ocean Springs, right where Washington Avenue dead ends into the beach. That's where we are.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm going to flash that real quick again.
Yeah, do that again.
Yeah, that's the sand sculpting competition that she's talking about. This Saturday, June the 12th on Ocean Springs Front Beach, right there, Washington Avenue. 8 a.m. is the team check-in. Yes. 9:30 a.m. sculpting begins, correct?
Yes.
And the categories are listed here on the screen, like she said, 7 years old and older, 8 to 12, 13 to 17, and then 18 and older. It's $5 per teams, and there's awards in each category. Spectators are welcome, and you got a lot of sponsors here too. I like that.
Yeah.
So
we've had great support. I mean, who doesn't love turtles? Who
Yeah,
doesn't want to support the turtles?
So explain to us how this all got entwined.
Yeah,
with
why
the
turtles?
Yeah,
why turtles? Why do any of this?
Right. Well, first of all, as my job as an outdoor recreation specialist is my title. It's really I was brought on to do programs, recreational programs. Well, that's been kind of hard with this pandemic thing going on. And we're just now getting to where we can open things up. So we wanted to do something where we could get out, get on the beach where maybe it's a little bit safer than some indoor venues, get out on the beach, enjoy the beach, enjoy each other, maybe, do a sculpture, do artwork with team members. But also, we had some other goals in mind. We really need to take care of our wildlife. We have endangered species here in Mississippi that we need to respect, and we need to help this wildlife not just survive, but thrive. So that was a second goal, is just to teach about our native Mississippi turtles and what we can do to help them thrive. And then that leads us to leave no trace. And I think that especially with your history of fishing and being outside and being on our waterways, we have got to leave no trace. We have really got to change our mindset about that.
Yeah, I saw that in the flyer. It said no plastic. Is that what y'all sit by,
Yes.
right? No plastic bottle, nothing like that. So everything you do is like the paper cup or something like that. That's biodegradable.
We have water stations set up with the paper cups, but we're just trying. It's hard, it's hard to get away from plastic, and it takes a little bit of thought. And then when you get into that new habit, it's not that hard at all. But plastic-free Gulf Coast will be there. Keep Mississippi Beautiful will be there. So we've got some great support from those two groups just to try to help us change the mindset here in Mississippi. Wherever you go in Mississippi, there are things we can pick up.
Right.
So we're just trying to work on that as well. That's all. In a fun environment.
If people would just pick up after themselves, it wouldn't be quite a big a problem to use a little bit of plastic every now and then. But the problem is people just throw stuff around, and it's like the Gulf Coast, we have such a beautiful coast here and beautiful waters and bayous and stuff. Don't litter, man. Don't trash that up. Joey and I talked to a lot of charter boat captains here on the show, and one of them, Kyle Johnson, he does the 1 piece a day. So it's just something he does on his Instagram story where he's always out on the water. He finds random things floating around in the Gulf of Mexico, trash, and he picks them up, tags it on the Instagram story, 1 piece a day, and it's his way of kind of showing that, clean it up, and a lot of the things I think are accidental items that blow off of a boat. People don't realize balloons that people let go that you don't realize end up half the time probably in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like birthday party balloons.
Yeah,
terrible. And then the turtles think it's food, so they eat it and then they die.
That's the problem.
That's terrible.
And birds, not just turtles. So many wildlife are affected by that. Just the other day, there was a pool party where I live, and there were balloons, and of course they immediately, our wind is ferocious at times here, and it just took those over the land trust. I'm like going, grab these balloons. I'm like,
and most of the time they end up in the Gulf, unfortunately.
Yes, but Captain Kyle rocks.
Yeah, he does.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Those are the things that make a difference.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Changing that mindset, because I'm sure he's affected many of the people.
Well, we're talking about it right now.
That rubs off on the people that he's around. So That's awesome.
Yeah, him and a lot of those guys are big conservation because they live off of this.
That's where their money comes from.
Resource,
sure.
So they don't want to squander it away, right?
Exactly. And it's interesting. We talk about when you talk about keystone species, alligators come to my mind because they were endangered for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
That affected that ecosystem disruption affected fishing so badly. And that's how people started realizing, what is the deal? Why are all these fish disappearing? And alligators' number one food is alligator gar. So the alligators were disappearing and the gar were just
eating more fish.
Exactly.
Right. It's crazy, the circle of life.
Yeah.
So one of the keystone species that we will have at this event was one of my favorite. I love turtles, but the gopher tortoise. And that's an endangered species, and it's a keystone species. It affects 370 other animals. That's huge. And the Nature Conservancy at Camp Shelby, Jim Lee, they are absolutely doing such great things for this particular species. In fact, they had a release earlier this year. I think it was 38 gopher tortoises that they released. The military is helping out too at Camp Shelby. They've funded quite a bit of habitat where they're restoring the habitat, the pine leaf habitat that these turtles thrive in. Katrina destroyed a lot of the habitats around, and that's part of the problem.
And then the oil spill got them pretty good too after that, right? The BP got them. And then we've had a lot of them that were just recently washed up. You mean getting hit and stuff like that. They go to what's the one over in Gulfport where they rehabilitate the turtles?
I don't know the name of it. No.
What's it called?
IMMS.
IMMS. Yeah, y'all work with them. I'm guessing a lot.
Yes, they're coming. They're coming. Theresa Madrigal is coming to this event. They'll have a booth. She's also going to be one of the judges in our sculpting competition. But she'll be there. She's their stranding coordinator. So she's got some stories, some amazing stories. They do great work.
They just released like 10 in Gulfport, right? And it was huge. Like people were on the beach. There was thousands of people on the beach where they did the release. I don't think it was IMMS. I think it was somebody else. Though.
I didn't see that.
There have been several releases because of the shock.
You got too cold.
Being cold.
Yes.
Okay.
It got too cold. Yeah.
Thank you, Joey.
Absolutely. It's the same way we did in Texas with the trout and all that, what Kyle and all them were talking about.
Yep.
So I guess when the turtles, when they get to a certain degree, they just
cold weather
go to the beach and they can't move. And then they pick them up and then they rehabilitate them and they send them back out to sea when it gets warmer.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Okay. Actually, your mom, Joey, asked a question.
I was about to say, I know she's going to be in here at some point.
Is she big into turtle stuff?
Oh, that's all they did. Her and Avery are.
Okay. Well, she's asking, how long do you have to do the sculptures? So we said registration is at 8:30. Sculpting starts at 9.
Well, registration starts at 8 and sculpting starts at 9:30.
Okay, I butchered that.
And the children, the younger children, the 7 and under. First of all, you can declare completion anytime you want. So you can say, I'm done. This is it, and then the judges will come over to you.
Right.
But the young children, the 7 and below, have an hour. And
that's going to be awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait. It's all good. It's all going to be just awesome.
Absolutely.
And then the next group, the 8 to 12-year-olds, they have an hour and a half, or they can completion earlier.
Right.
And then the older children, 13 to 17, they have 2 hours, and adults have 2 hours.
Okay. I think the competition is going to be fierce out there.
I think it's going to be good. But some people are way better. Do you have some people that are just way better than others? Is there like some professional sculptors?
I actually think, and it's, if you've never done it, come try it.
Right.
What the heck?
Yeah.
And we started out with turtles. It's one of the easiest things to sculpt in the sand, but water is the key thing. Sand and water. That's your glue.
Right.
So just a tip to somebody that's their first time. And we're giving welcome pails to all our sculptors, the teams. Get a welcome pail. We've got energy bars and beach ball. We've got a lot of little goodies in there, welcome pail, but that pail is good to haul that water.
Yeah. So even if it's your first time, you've never done it before, just come out and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see the kids. That's going to be hilarious.
For sure.
Me too.
For sure. Have you always been into like conservation, nature, stuff like that, or is this something that kind of you became acquainted with because of the job that you have now?
It's just in my personality. Okay. And I've always been a water rat, like you too. I've been a water rat from day boating and water and swimming and bayous. And if you're a water rat, this is the
can't get it
place
out.
to
Yeah.
live.
Yes.
Oh, the diversity here is amazing.
Mhm.
And then we've got such great groups like the Land Trust that has just done so much at acquiring land and taking care of it. Grand Bay Near is going to be at this event. They also, the estuaries that they take care of. We are just lucky. Pascagoula River.
Yes.
Have to
Yeah.
mention all the work that so many groups have done. Mark LaSalle is an ecologist and naturalist. He's done so much work over there. So many people
Mhm.
have. That Pascagoula River is just amazing. And I have to
Absolutely.
mention this.
Go ahead.
You can tell the health of a river by the wildlife that's on it.
Absolutely.
And one of the turtles that is threatened is the sawmill, yellow blotched sawmill map turtle. And that turtle is all over that river. It is, I have pictures. They're everywhere on that river. So I'm just
so the river must be in
impressed.
pretty good shape.
It
then.
is in great
Yeah.
shape. I mean, I know we have invasive plants that some of our ecologists are trying to work on. We've got things to work on, but boy, do we have some great people, taking
Yeah.
care of that river. Some amazing people.
So
That's
it
awesome.
feels good to be headed out of the COVID stuff, right? So that
Right.
you can kind of get back out there and plan these events the way I'm sure you've
Absolutely.
probably been sitting there for a year wanting to do, right?
Absolutely. And that, if you don't mind,
Yes, that's-
Jared,
Hey, I'm great at segues. I mean, that was why
We're
I
just
asked.
leading
Yeah.
right into
Leading
whatever
right
you
into that
guys
question.
say.
you guys are good.
Yeah.
We're
we've done this
professionals.
before.
Yeah, I mean, we're not just beautiful faces.
Right.
We're
Oh, I
talent.
thought you were.
No,
So that's
no,
good
no,
to
no,
know.
no, no, no.
Okay.
That's our wives.
All right. So another event that is going to be a monthly event that Jackson County is going to be involved with is the Fontainebleau Trail, which is in Ocean Springs.
Okay.
And it is just south of 90, which is also called Bienville
Mhm.
Boulevard.
Right.
It's on Hanshaw Road, just about half a mile, and it's the Fontainebleau Trail, and it actually is managed by the Sandhill Crane Wildlife
Right.
Refuge. But that trail is amazing. It goes through several different habitats. It is just, I mean, and they. Of course, they're right up against. You can be standing in one habitat, and 2 feet over, totally different native plants and wildlife.
Right.
And so the first Saturday of every month, Mark LaSalle or Janet Wright, they're two naturalists. And then we've got other naturalists that Mark's getting involved as well. But every Saturday, it's the first Saturday of each month at 9 a.m., we're meeting at the trail to take people on the hike.
Yeah.
It's only about a mile long. It'll take us because we'll stop and take pictures and photograph. There's a lot to be seen. It'll be about an hour and a half venture. And anybody can come, no charge for it. But what's so interesting, and Mark chose this trail particularly because it changes so drastically from one month to the next as to what you see
Right.
and what plants are blooming. And they're carnivorous plants there. And it's just a lot. So to go with an naturalist, you'll get to take
A
advantage.
guy that knows what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
going to see and point out tons of things that
You don't even recognize.
we would walk right past and not even realize, right? Not
Exactly.
be able to appreciate.
Yeah,
So,
I'm looking forward to it. So that's going to be
Absolutely.
a regular thing we're excited about.
yeah. Yeah, Joey and I, we love Jackson County. That's where we
Yeah.
live. So we have a lot of, Harrison County as well. I mean, we're the whole Gulf Coast and lots of.
I will tell you this, Joe. I don't particularly like those sandhill cranes behind my house at 6 o'clock in the morning.
He does have.
Have you ever heard those things?
I haven't heard them at 6
it's-
o'clock in the morning.
God,
It's a very-
that's the
it's a-
worst
it's a very
sounding bird
weird-
you could ever
Really?
hear. But they're cool to watch. They are really cool to watch.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty sound.
They're a screechy sound, but
Yeah.
they're cool. They fly behind my house all the time. They roost. I live on Seaman Road in Latimer, and they roost right behind there on the landfill. That there's a big lump right there, or hump, whatever you want to call it, and they roost behind there. And it's when they land, you can hear them for miles. I promise
I
you.
love those birds. There's two families that I know where they are, and I just go check on them every once in a while. One has it's a baby. It's like 3 months old, but it's as tall as the mom.
You didn't realize how big these birds
Yeah.
are. I mean,
Yeah.
they're 4 or 5 foot tall. It's
Yes,
like,
they are.
good
They're huge.
Lord.
Yep.
And the babies grow so fast. It's just amazing. So I check on them, but no, I haven't heard one. It's
It's bad.
It's
I'm
not
like,
a songbird.
oh my God, what is that noise? And then it's the sandhill crane.
It's not a songbird. Did we touch on everything with the event and anything else you got coming up that you want us to mention while you're on here?
Well, I do want to thank the people that made this possible.
The sponsors,
Tell
yeah,
us who's putting this on for sure.
Yes, Rain Residential is our principal sponsor, and Chevron, of course. Chevron does so much for Jackson County. It's unbelievable. But Home Tech, Wild at Heart Rescue, we've got, besides the gopher tortoises that will be at the event, thanks to Jim Lee and the Nature.
Okay, so you're actually going to have turtles there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jim is bringing gopher tortoises, I think 4 of them in different age ranges, so you can just see the differences. But Central Mississippi Turtle Rescue is coming. They're from the Jackson area, and they do so much. They're Wild at Heart Rescue here on the coast. Oftentimes,
is that the one in Van Cleve where if you find something that's like a possum or something like that, you can call them and they'll come get them?
Absolutely. Yeah. They do amazing work here. Lots of rescues, and they post online. They post rescues while they're happening. It's unbelievable what they do. One of the ones, a couple of months ago was a pelican. He looked fine. He was just near a piling, but he was tied by fishing line. Yeah. But you couldn't see it. But a woman, some bright woman's going, that pelican has been there for 2 days, and you couldn't tell that anything was wrong with him, but he hadn't left. Yeah. So they do great work. And, but Central Mississippi Turtle Rescue coming down from the Jackson area, they will be bringing turtles too.
Sweet.
So, that's nice.
My oldest daughter's probably screaming at
she's going to
be fired up. You're going for sure.
Yep. Well, that sounds like a great event. I'm super glad you stopped by today to tell us about it. And if you got any events in the future that you want to stop by and tell us about too, don't hesitate because we'd love to know about it.
Jared, that means a lot. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Joey, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate what you guys do.
Like I said, we're going to try to get out there and have some footage of it and hopefully get the kids for sure because I'm sure that's going to be a hoot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yes,
all right.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for watching, checking us out on the replays and on the audio as well. We will see y'all on the next one.
That's it.
All right.